Was very blessed to be in Swami's presence, physical presence, very closely from the time he was 17 to his mid-30s or so. He has a very interdisciplinary background with degrees in finance and banking, and then ultimately culminating with a lot of teaching, and then now experience in yoga, and a lot of bringing the thread of spirituality throughout all of it. So those are all the official things. And if you want to know more and you want to know more details, then check your WhatsApp messages and you can read the bio that's officially in there. But the thing that I find very impressive, and in SSE, you guys know because you're students, and those of you who are teachers already know, that one of our key components of the SSE lesson plan is a story, right? Sundar Iyer is an amazing storyteller. And that is something that is not just good for the kids, but is good for the adults and is good for all of us. So we are very, very blessed to hear his stories, his experiences. Some of you had the chance to submit questions, so he will try to hopefully weave some of that in and out through his talk. And we're just looking forward to what he's going to share with us. So thank you. I will now move out of the way. Sairam, welcome.
Sairam. I stayed with Swami, whom I consider as my most beloved teacher, who taught us wonderful lessons of life. One of the most important lessons that I take home is the power of words. What you speak is very, very important. So I often ask youngsters like you all, group 3, group 4, what is the story you tell yourself? What is the story you tell others? It is very important. Who do you see in the mirror when you look at your reflection? And the reason I say this is because today science says this, not me. Science says there is no one like you in this universe, correct? Your DNA cannot be replicated. There is no two you. There is only one. So my question to you is, you know this. And so my question is, when was the last time you saw yourself in the mirror and you said, wow, there's no one like this? Wow. When was the last time? Probably this morning. Each one of us are unique. You're not one in a million. You are the only one. Only one. There is only one Akshay. I got your name correct now? Yes. I called his name, I called out him as Akash yesterday in the yoga class, so he was very upset. So I apologize for that. I got your name finally. So there is only one Akshay in this world, correct? You are unique, you're the only one, and so are you, each one of you, the only one. The lesson I take that is because Swami celebrated that. You have to celebrate who you are. You have to be proud of who you are. You don't have to compare yourself with someone else. Oh, she is taller than me. He is taller than me. I am this, I am that, and this person is like that. Why am I not like this? Why am I not like that? The more we do that, we become habituated throughout our life. We're going to end up comparing yourself with somebody else. All the time forgetting that you don't have to compare. Apple cannot be compared with an orange. And so you are unique. You have a role to play in this life. What that role is, you will discover Open your mind to discovering that, asking yourself, what is my mission in life? What is my purpose in life? What do I want to do in life? And the lesson I learned, therefore, from Swami is, what is the story you tell yourself? What is the story he told himself? I don't point a finger at him. I didn't do this because it's not respect in my tradition. We don't point a finger at somebody, especially elders. What is the story he tells himself? He told the story to himself. He said, I have a mission in life. And what was this mission? What is this mission? To open schools, to open colleges? Or was it much larger? The mission is much larger. He said, I have come to light the lamp of love in every heart. That was his mission. Look at the vision he had. So you might want to say, I want to help people be more healthy. Or I want to bring more equality in the society. Think of a big vision for you in your life, because you can do it. Not only children, all of us. There's no age limit to what we can do. If we have a mission, a drive, a call that we want to answer. Today there are ISKCON temples all over the world, right? We all know ISKCON, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna temples. Their founder, Prabhupada, had this mission of spreading the name of Krishna. And he had one mantra that he wanted to share with everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Was he a good singer? I don't think so. Was he a good orator? I don't think so. If you hear him chanting the 16-lettered mantra, it's called 16 letters. You know why? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That is 16. And thus it goes Hare Ram. 16, right? The waning moon and the waxing moon, 16. So anyway, how did he spread that message? You think he put a beautiful tune? If I was in his place. That's why I would have become a musician or a singer, but not what he did. The reason I'm telling you this is because you don't have to be a good singer or a good player or somebody popular to do anything. All you need is a vision for yourself in life. And this is the age you can do it. And parents, help children develop the vision. And of course, take anything I say to parents with a disclaimer. My disclaimer is I don't have kids. So those who don't have kids are the best advisors of parenting. So please take it with a pinch of salt. But I've seen how Swami was a parent to us and how he made us believe in ourselves. He urged us to believe in ourselves. He set an example of what you can do when you believe in yourself. If you listen to his japam, there are channels that have his japa that he does. It is the least musical. It is only the mantra. And it goes something like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. This is the speed. Rama, Hare Hare. He wanted to spread this. Which age did he start doing this? At what age did he start? Anybody here in the audience does know what age did Prabhupada want to spread this message? 8 years, when he was 8 or 10 or 15, 20? Anybody, any guess? He was 72. When he sat in a steamer, came to USA, because he said, I need to take India, everybody's chanting, I need the West to know the power of this mantra, the 16-letter mantra. I want everybody to know. So he comes, he takes a ship. Was there a welcoming committee this side, waiting with garlands, saying, hello, please, welcome. And what was his journey like? He got 2 heart attacks while coming to India. While coming to the US. He steps out on a mission after 70 years to do something. He gets 2 heart attacks on the way. What would anybody with common sense do? Go back home. But leaders who make changes in the world, people who want to influence, people who are driven by a call, They have a higher call. They have a higher power that supports you. And if you know Swami is with you, like Hanuman knew Ram was with him, anything is possible. And therefore, that didn't stop him. He came, he slept in a small apartment in New York. He went to the New York Central Park. He had a small little drum. He'll play and sing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. That's it. And look at where it is today. There is no age when you can have a mission or when you can start. There is no age when you can stop. All you need is a belief, a strong belief. Words matter. What do you tell yourself? If somebody would ask you, give me in 2 lines, how would you describe yourself? What is it that 2 lines are you going to write? You have to ask that question. I don't want an answer. But you have to ask, what is the story I will write? If I was given just 2 sentences, I have to describe who I am. Are you going to say, I am the one you will never see another one like? I am the most celebrated human being. Who celebrates? I celebrate myself. You have to be proud of who you are. Swami was proud of who he was. He was born in a village not on the map of India. They had no water to drink. There was no water under the earth. It was arid, almost desert-like place. Snakes and scorpions ruled that place. He was born there as a simple village boy. But that simple village boy turned that place into a spiritual center. Where there are national highways going to that place, there are railway stations there, there are airports there. That place has changed completely. How? One person. Always remember, the greatest changes in the world is not done by organizations. When was the last time you heard this organization made a big difference in the world? It is one person always. It was one Vivekananda, one Arjuna, one Hanuman, one Mahatma Gandhi, one Martin Luther King, one Prabhupada, one. It's always the one. Can you be that one? Why not? Why can't one of you be the first woman president of the USA? Or you? Why not? Why not? Stepping out of a comfort zone, thinking big, is scary. It's not clear, but that's what great people do. Swami paid attention to his words. Every word was mindfully said. Every word of his carried truth. And many times he would tell us, Sai Mata, Satya Mata. The word that comes from Sai is the truth. So what does that mean? If I speak a word, it'll become true. It'll become true. What if I say, it's raining outside? You might say, hey, it's not raining, brother. It's not raining. It's quite dry. And I'll say, no, it's raining. If I say it's raining, will you go outside and will it rain? It could. If I had so much respect in my words that I come out will be the truth. But it won't be now, because I don't pay attention to my words. I just speak carelessly. I indulge in mindless gossip or mindless words, and therefore words by themselves don't generate that kind of power. But here was Swami who would say something and it will become true. And that's the story I want to tell you. It happened with me. Where something happened, he said, no, it did not happen. And what he said became true. And what I saw, what dozens of my students saw, became untrue. What was that? I was bit by a snake. I love snakes, among other things. I love animals. I love dogs. I've had 2 big dogs. One is a German Shepherd. One is a Saint Bernard. I love animals of all kinds. And I do love snakes. So once in the college, when I was coming back after my yoga practice, I saw some village urchins kill a snake. It was trying to cross the road in the village, and they were hitting it hard. And then I said, leave it alone. It's just finding its home. They said, no. And they had some weird joy killing it. And that touched me. And I said, never again would I allow somebody to harm a snake. I don't know what it was. I suddenly found this newfound rescue mentality. So from that day on, whenever I saw a snake anywhere in the neighborhood, I would quietly catch it. Don't ask me how. I'm not going to tell you. But I would quietly catch it, then go up the hill near Hanuman statue. Those days Hanuman statue was not there. So I would just go up the hill and throw them in the bush. I say, go find your place. And so one thing led to the other. I started catching small green snakes. Then I started catching rat snakes. And then came these cobras. And so I started catching them one at a time. The small became a little bigger, bigger became smaller. So slowly I started developing a reputation, the snake catcher, not the Pied Piper, but the snake catcher. And so anywhere they found a snake, they would come to me and say, please, Brother Sundar, can you catch a snake? It is here, it is there. And I thought, okay, why not? I always wear my shoes, sneakers, and I'll go, and I have a stick to catch it. I'll catch the snake, and I'll say, it's okay, done. I'll go and throw it out. Go to the hills and throw it. But slowly it started getting to me. It started getting into my head. In other words, we all start with good intentions, but when everybody says, wow, 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 then you slowly begin to feel a little, like a showman. So I started becoming the snake man, not Superman, unfortunately, or Spider-Man. I was a snake man, but only catcher. I didn't turn into a snake, by the way. I wouldn't be invited here if I had that quality. I started showing off. I would catch a snake, then I would tell boys, come, touch it, it's okay, it's not harmful, don't be scared. I wanted everybody to get over that fear of snakes. It was good intention, but it was dangerous. Never do something dangerous, right? So, but I didn't realize that. I was not part of SSE. I didn't have wonderful teachers like you have, telling you what is good, what is bad. So I went and said, please, please touch this, don't worry, don't be afraid. And somebody's afraid of the snake, I'll say, come on, put it over your head, see? And I would put it around my neck, and I'll sit like Shiva in the lotus pose and think it'll come and do this, like I see in the pictures. But it wouldn't. Poor thing, the snake he's trying to go home. The moment I would leave, he'll just go and slip away, to my disappointment. So I was playing with them a lot. I kept them in my pocket. I would take them to the hostel. I once had a python in the hostel room, which I kept for many days. And then I wrote to the Madras, the crocodile park, because they said, I have a snake, I want to give them to you. They said no. And by the way, they are protected species. You can't just keep them. Please release them. So I didn't want to get into trouble being in Puttaparthi, so I released it back in the hills. He was about 3 feet long. Very beautiful python. He would not bite. He would just... one thing led to the other. And then came one fateful afternoon where I was sleeping. I had a vivid dream, and I'll come to that dream a little later. I was in the midst of a vivid dream when I was woken up, and the boy said, there is a snake in the college near the auditorium. Please come and catch it. By then I knew that 8 out of 10 of these were false alarms. Why? Because by the time somebody says, Brother Sundar, there's a snake there, I wear my shoes and go there. There was no snake. The snake would have gone, right? No snake was waiting there, waiting for me. Hey, Sundar Iyer is going to come and catch me. They didn't know that. The snake found a chance, it's going to go away. So I said, no, it might be a false alarm. But then this boy said, no, there are 30, 40 people already there. It's cornered. There's somebody with a photograph. And so they want you to come and catch the snake. Otherwise, they will kill it. I said, no, tell them to wait. I'll come. It was about 3:30 in the afternoon. I knew 4 o'clock, 4:15, I have to go for darshan. So I thought, why not I'll finish this task, catch the snake, throw him up the hill, and then go for darshan, which means I don't have to wear my shoes. That's how I deduced. I won't wear shoes because then I'll have to come back, remove the shoes, go back. I might be late. So I'll just wear the flip-flops. Flip-flops is, the Hawaiian chappals, flip-flops, where you just wear them, but your toes are exposed. So I just wore that. I said, I'll go catch the snake and do that. That was one of the very rare times I did that. And so I went to the college, and there was on the steps of the auditorium, right below the step, it was coiled in a corner. It was a big bundle. So I knew it was a big snake. I took a stick and poked him just to see how big he was. He raised his hood, and he was this big, much bigger than my palm. His hood was. And therefore, I took the stick, I pressed his head down, and I took hold of his mouth, and he coiled himself like this. And I took it around, put him around my neck. I took pictures. I wanted to measure it. I called another boy, PD and Srinivas. I said, come stand, I'll take a measure next to you. He was like this. And I was crazy. What I did was completely wrong. Okay? Don't even find justice. Don't go and tell you, Sundar uncle can do this, so can I. No, there are some certain things that are just not to be done. And I'm telling you, this is a wrong thing I did. Okay? I'm not proud of it. But at that point, because there were people there taking pictures, and I have pictures of it as well. So after the program today, if you want, some of you, if you want, I'll show it to you. So I was taking all these things. It had literally gone into my head. So I said, anyway, it's time for darshan. So I said, all of you, let me go. I'll go up to the hill, top of the hill, and throw it behind the Krishna statue, up where the Hanuman statue is now, currently. So I went all the way up, and I was about to throw when a bunch of boys came up because it was their sports class. And so they came up running and said, Sundar sir, we didn't see, I believe you caught a big snake. We didn't see how you caught a snake. So I said, this is a snake. Please back out. I'm going to throw. They said, no. Show us how you catch a snake. We want to see how you catch a snake. And I should have been, common sense should have told me that, no, this is not a game. That poor snake is waiting to go back. He's angry. He or she is angry, correct? I'm just going to refer to as it, because I don't know if it was a he or she. And so the snake was angry. It wanted to go back. But I decided, all right, let me demonstrate to you. So I usually have a stick where I press the head. I looked around. There was no stick. Because they were all shrubs, but there was not one big log of wood which is heavy enough to keep the snake down. So I said, you know what, I'll try a new method. So I caught hold of the snake's tail, and I let go of the head like this. Now the snake cannot climb on its own body. So I knew that part before. I could always hold the snake. So I said like this, and I lowered the snake enough for the hood to touch the ground. So when I lowered the snake spread its hood, and he or she was trying to go away from me. He was trying to best. So when the hood was spread on the ground, I thought, okay, this is a good time for me to put my foot and press instead of taking the stick. So I was like this. When I saw the snake going like this, I put my foot on the head, pressed him. That should have stayed, correct? But here's what happened. Most of the snakes I had ever caught, most of them, was when the snake was in the hostel or the college, where there was concrete floor, or the floor underneath was hard enough. So when I pressed it with a stick or anything, it stayed. Right? The floor is hard. But now I'm in the snake's territory, his territory. The hill, it was sandy. So when I pressed, the snake went into the earth. And since my weight was on the right foot, before I realized I couldn't even take my foot off. All this happened in a flash of a moment. I press it, he goes underneath, he escapes. And so here I am holding him. He comes out and he sees this foot that was hurt, and he bites it. One nasty bite. It almost took 1 second. I know it was a 1 second bite because I still remember 1001. He bit, and I immediately flung him. After staying so many years with Swami, did I shout Sai Ram? Did I say, Swami, please help me? What is the great mantra I said at that point? Ouch! I said, ouch! And I threw the snake. And I threw the snake. And the boy said, what happened? What happened? I said, nothing happened. My colleagues were there with me. They saw what happened. They said, Sundar, we saw what happened. I think the snake bit you. I said, yes, but don't worry. Let's go to the hostel. I'll just take a blade. I'll do something. I'll cut the place and let the blood flow out. I was in denial. So I started walking down the hill, but I barely took like 20, 30 meters, I barely walked when suddenly the foot exploded in pain. That's when I realized how bad it was. It was like a foot was on fire, literally. I started limping. And then I realized, my God, this is real. It really bit me. And there is something needs to be done. I was not afraid of a snake, so there was no fear in my head, but there was a caution. I said, now I have to go to the hospital. So I walked down from the hill to the hospital. Though my colleague said, let's call somebody, we'll carry you. You're not supposed to be walking when the snake bites you. I said, no, let me do it. I'll tie a tourniquet. So I took a handkerchief, and I tied a tourniquet. You know what a tourniquet is? To stop the blood flow. So where did I tie the tourniquet? The snake bit me here, so I tied it here. This is the wrong place. Both sides are bones. So you tie it, the blood flow doesn't stop. You're supposed to tie it here to squeeze the blood from stopping it from getting in. Because a snake bite, cobra bite, is systemic in nature. It cuts the oxygen supply in the brain to the oxygen supply in the blood to the brain, paralyzes you, and you die. Within 20, 30 minutes, you die. I knew time was, I had tied that. I thought it was okay. Later on, the doctor said, that's a waste. You shouldn't have tied it there. I didn't know then. Again, there was no Google or YouTube for me to watch and learn, correct? And so I walked to the hospital. The doctor was there. He said, what happened? It's a snake bit. Where? In the college. He says, okay, lie down. And then I lay down. He felt my pulse. He immediately said, take him upstairs. Make him lie down upstairs. I'll get the antidote. So I was whisked up. And I was lying down. And then I find that there is some commotion in the hospital. It's a very small hospital then. And there was commotion. So I asked my colleague, what's going on? And he said, no, Brother Sundar, it's okay. I said, no, tell me what's going on. He says, the antidote is all kept in an almirah downstairs. It's a steel almirah. And the person in charge of the medicine, the pharmacist or whoever, has locked it and gone for Baba's darshan, because it is darshan time. So they don't have access to it right away. They have sent somebody, he'll come now. They've sent somebody to call him, he'll come now. And then I told him, listen, already 15, 20 minutes have passed by. And somebody is going to fetch him and come. If Baba is giving darshan, they cannot disturb him. They'll have to wait for darshan to get over, which means there is no way he's coming in time. That's when I realized I might die. So crazy as I was, this uncle is a little, Brother Suresh Govind, some of you know him? Okay. I'll just pause and go to him, because when I said crazy, I remembered this. I did a chair yoga in LA a week ago, I guess, 19th or so. It was 21st, November 21st. I did a chair yoga session. And then as soon as I finished, Brother Suresh Govind came. He had announced the next program. He said, I am so inspired by Brother Sundar. I want you all to do one yoga myself. I've learned one yoga. I want you all to also do. And so everybody was curious. He made everybody stand up. And he said, take your left hand, place it on your temple. And we all did, including Dr. Reddy. Everybody stood up, place it on your temple. I was curious, where is this going? And he said, face each other. Okay, we faced each other. And take your left hand, raise it up, stretch it out. I was like, wait a minute, I've never done yoga like this. So raise it up, and then look at each other and say, when everybody started doing, and then they realized, oh my God, they walked right into it. And then he goes to explain, he's saying, you are telling your friend, I don't have any idea of anything in life. And then he says, why do you think that person is saying? He's saying, I also don't have any idea. So yeah, so I'm a bit like that. So I thought, I'm going to die, and because I've practiced yoga so much, I thought I must exit through the Sahasrara. So I thought I had read about stories about Walter Cowan and others who die, and then they go through a tunnel, see the light at the end of the tunnel, they go and see beautiful beings and so on and so forth. They see Swami on the other side. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to go through this, so let me make sure I exit through the Sahasrara. Maybe I might see this dark tunnel. I found it an exciting moment. However, the pain was real. Don't forget, I had the pain. It was like a foot on fire. So as much as I tried to go to relax and close my eyes and relax, the foot was burning with pain. I don't believe I relaxed even for a second. I did not see any tunnel or any light. I thought I was lying there for 5 minutes when somebody woke me up. I opened my eyes. My brother Shiv Shankar Sai was there. He said, the antidote has come. I said, how come it came in 5 minutes? He said, what 5 minutes? Look at the time. I looked at the clock. More than 55 minutes had passed. I do not know how it happened, how did the 55 minutes pass? Because I thought it was only 5 minutes. So there must have been a time when I must have slipped out of consciousness and come back. Later on in the evening, the doctor said you have to stay overnight for observation. You can't go anywhere. Bhajans, no bhajans, nothing. So I stayed there. In the evening later, Dr. Alreja comes to me. He said, you know, Sundar, you got me into serious trouble. You should have told me earlier that this was not a snake, it was a thorn. You just gave me a wrong information. I told him, sir, 40 people, 40 boys were there, 30, 40 boys were there, villagers were there. It was a snake. We caught it. He said, no. I said, why are you saying that? He said that the information was sent to Swami and Swami got very annoyed and he said, no, that fellow is only doing a drama. He's telling lies. It's not a snake. It was a thorn. So what had happened during that period, as he told me, and I later on verified this with Mr. Chiranjeev Rao Garu in the ashram. What had happened? So I'm lying on the table, antidote was not available. So the doctor of the hospital, at that time it was a small hospital, so he was in charge. He didn't know what to do. So he called the ashram and said, please inform Swami, Sundar Iyer has been bit by a cobra. I do not have the antidote with me as of now. Please inform Swami. Chiranjeev Rao Garu had taken that message. Now, when Swami comes out for darshan, for those of you who have been there, nobody gets up. And especially the ashram people do not go to talk to Swami unless Swami calls them and gives them instructions. Maybe some devotees need a room or some groups have come. Swami will call them and say, take care of them or something like that. Unless he does, they will not come in between Swami and his devotees. That was a very unique time as Swami was one with his devotees. So Swami had passed the ladies' side. He was crossing over to the men's side, and Chiranjeev Rao Garu was standing under the arch. Those days there was an arch before the Kulwant hall. So he stepped forward like this, and Swami asked what happened, because Swami would have known there's something important for him to say. So Chiranjeev Rao Garu goes to Swami and tells, and these were his words to me. Chiranjeev Rao later on told me this. He said, Swami, Sundar Iyer ki paambu karsindanta. Sundar Iyer has been bit by a snake, so I am being told. And Swami was giving darshan. Did he stop? He do any of this? Nothing. Swami listened to it. Swami said, it is not a snake. Vadu urke drama chestunadu. It is just a thorn. And walked away. Started giving darshan. What did he say? That it's not a snake. That fellow is just a drama fellow. He's just doing some drama. He's just lying. It's just a thorn. And walked away to give darshan. And Chiranjeev Rao, who was the head of the ashram, felt slighted. He said, oh my God, I took some rumor and came to Swami. I didn't even verify. So he comes back, picks up the phone and shouts at Dr. Alreja, why didn't you verify before telling me? I had to tell this to Swami and Swami just brushed it aside. Next time, please verify. Dr. Alreja comes to and shouts at me, why didn't you tell me the truth? Now, how do I convince him it's the truth? They are just convinced based on what Swami said. At that moment, I thought, why did Swami do this? I was a little annoyed with Swami, upset with Swami. Swami, first of all, you didn't send me prasadam. You didn't send vibhuti. You didn't say a poor person, I'll take care of him. Nothing. On the other hand, you're making a fool of me. You said, no, he's just a drama boy. He's lying. I'm not lying. It was a snake. I caught a snake. And so many boys have seen it. I got bit. Why are you making a fool of me? That was my thought at that moment, that night. I ended up spending 3 weeks in the hospital because for some reason, the snake bite that was supposed to get systemic in nature became localized. And my foot was swollen like a football by the next morning. And I ended up spending there because it was infected and they had to heal it and so on. It took me about 3 weeks. So you will see in my foot there is still a big scar. A scar that never healed fully, because when the wound finally closed, the nerve endings are still very sensitive. So even if I touch it here, it's like 5-6 needles pricking me. So I always make sure I cover my foot when I walk so I don't hit somewhere. There's a big scar here, and there's a reason for that scar. I'll tell you that story. That's why I'm coming to that. So it became a localized wound. So doctors came and asked me the next day, how come I believe Dr. Patel was there, his Dr. Raj Patel and Kush Patel's grandfather from Africa, who hosted Swami in his Africa trip. So he comes to me and he says, I know my grandsons saw you catch a snake. How come it is localized? How come it's not systemic? I said, you tell me, doctor. I don't know. You are the one to explain to me. How does a cobra bite become localized? How did I survive 1 hour without any antidote or anything like that? Nobody had answers to this. Nobody had answers. After 3 or 4 weeks, we had a vice chancellor's conference that was slowly coming up. Swami had asked us to write a drama. So I had written a drama in the hospital while I was there. And then we were practicing it. Later on, when I got out of the hospital, I had a small bandage around my foot. So I was doing my role as a pundit on the stage with that bandage. And Swami asked some boys when he came for the rehearsal, apparently he asked the boys, Adi emti Iyer kallo, why is he tying that? What has happened to his foot? And they told Swami that he got bit by that snake. And Swami said, you also believe that? It's not a snake. He was just doing drama. And the boys will come and say, why is Swami refusing it? We all saw you catch a snake. Why is Swami saying, no, it's not a snake? I said, I don't know what has got into Swami. Why is he so blatantly refusing something? We all saw it. I had no way to explain to anybody that. It took 2 years to get an answer. Sometimes God makes us wait for an answer. Sometimes we want an answer badly for some situation in life, or maybe a meaning for our dream. You don't have to go to Google to find the meaning of your dream. And certainly don't ask people like me when I come, what do you think about my dream? Your dream will be explained to you by Swami. It will reveal to you. If you don't understand today or tomorrow, 6 months later, 1 year later, 5 years later, you will say, aha, now I get what that dream meant. It will reveal itself to you at the right time, at the right moment, right? So for me, I did not find a clear-cut answer. I knew there was a miracle of some kind because I should have died. I didn't die. But where is that link between that and Swami and anything else? At least if I had said Sai Ram, I would have said that name protected me. I said ouch. I don't think there's any mantra or bijakshara called ouch. Auhu, if I had said maybe. Aum, I said yes. Some of the Australians chant Aum. So I said maybe that would have been. But I said ouch. So there's no mantra also. I couldn't take any credit, even if I wanted to think it was part of my yoga or something I did must have helped. Nothing. I had no answer. I had no way to say this was it. Rather, I was hurt that Swami refused to accept the truth. And he's making fun of me, saying, this guy is lying to you. I'm not lying. 2 years later, I was sitting with Swami, 65th birthday. We were doing, or 66th, 63rd or 65th, I don't know. A couple of years later. It didn't take that long though. It was 86, 87, I had the snake bite. So it must be towards 88 or so. I was sitting and working on a play with Swami. So boys were there. We were discussing. Swami was telling us what to do, what not to do, and so on. And then the bhajans started. So Swami said, everybody go for bhajans. So all the boys took namaskar and left Swami's room. Swami's room is very small. So finally, when I had to take, I picked up the papers, put it aside, touched Swami's feet, picked up the papers, and I backed like this. Swami is sitting on the chair, so I'm backing out like this. Because you don't turn around and show your back to Swami. So I was backing out like this. Swami was sitting on the chair like that. Then as I was backing out, he saw my feet. And he said, hey, a kaallo emi adi? What has happened to your foot there? He saw that mark. I looked at Swami, I looked at the mark. I said, Swami, appudu paambu karisindi Swami. Appudu means that time, because now it's been 2 years, right? I said, Swami, that time when the snake bit me. And he said, adi paambu kaadu, paamba. I'm like, just between you and me, come on. Nobody else is listening. Tell me the truth. It's not a snake, right? It's not a snake, right? This is the reaction. Exactly the eyebrows going loud. Adi paambu kaadu, paamba adi. He said, it's not a snake, is it? Now I had a beautiful opportunity to tell, yes, Swami, it was not a snake. But I couldn't do that. Why? Because I knew it was a snake, correct? I want you all to pause and listen to a very important lesson before I come back to this, because this is so important. Swami used to tell us a story of why, and it's a lesson for all of us. Because when we think we are devotees of Swami, we have faith in Swami, and all of that, which we thought as boys, which I thought I had. Swami used to tell us one story. He said, why was Arjuna the recipient of Bhagavad Gita? He was not great in meditation. He was not a holy man. He was a warrior, right? And everywhere he goes, he fights and he wins princesses and comes home. What does that got to do with Bhagavad Gita, right? But why? Why Krishna chose him? Why didn't Krishna choose the rishis and the munis who were with Krishna? Why didn't he choose Yudhishthira, who was the Dharmaraja himself? Why he chose Arjuna? And Swami explains this as well. He says Arjuna was chosen because of his implicit faith in Krishna. And Swami gives an example. What does that mean? What is implicit faith in Krishna? He says Krishna would look at a bird and tell Arjuna, look at that parrot. It's such a beautiful parrot. And Arjuna would look at that bird and say, yes, Krishna, it's a beautiful parrot. Krishna would say, are you out of your mind? It's a pigeon, it's not a parrot. And Arjuna would say, oh, I'm sorry. Of course, Krishna, it's a pigeon and it's a beautiful pigeon. And Krishna would say, come on, it's a crow. And Arjuna would say, yes, of course, it's a crow. And then Krishna would ask Arjuna, don't you have your own brains? Don't you have your own eyes? What are you saying yes, yes to whatever I say? And then Arjuna would reply, I trust your eyes more than I trust mine. You see truth in a far better way than I do. And hence, if you see that bird as a pigeon, it must be a pigeon. I might be mistakenly seeing it as a crow. What a level of faith, right? That level of faith you and I can only imagine. At least I can only imagine. And so Swami would tell us the stories in other contexts, in other times. And I would think the moment Swami would tell me, look at a bird and tell me it's a crow, I'm going to be ready with the answer saying, yes, it is a crow. And here was that moment. Swami is looking into my eyes, just me and Swami. And he's saying, it is not a snake. I should have said, it was not a snake, Swami. You're right. But I corrected him. I said, no, Swami, it is a snake. To me, this moment is the most humbling moment. Most humbling moment where we are so caught up in our reality, what we believe, what our senses believe, that when the master comes and tells that's not real, we say, no, this is real. And this cannot be a more defining moment for me in my journey. And that moment was, and I keep going back to that moment, if only I had the right answer. But in a way, I'm glad I didn't answer correctly because the beauty of Swami's power came out the next few seconds. Adi paambu kaadu, pamba. I said, Adi paambu, Swami, paambu karisindi appudu. I corrected him. And then very beautifully, softly but very beautifully, he said, firmly, Chudu, నీకు అది పాంబు ఉండవచ్చు నా నోటు నుంచి అది పాంబని ఎప్పటికీ రాదు అది ముళ్ళు 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 పో he said. For you, listen, he said, for you it might be a snake. But from my mouth, I will never say it is a snake. It is a thorn, it is a thorn, it is a thorn. Go. I came back and I sat in the bhajan hall. I tried to process what does that even mean. And then it dawned on me. I went back in time. At that moment, when I had slipped out, I could have died. Every moment counted, correct? Going back to that time, because already almost half an hour had passed. I should have died at that time. And Chiranjit Rao is telling Swami he's bit by a snake. The only option perhaps available to him at that moment was to will it as something else. And that needed a second. And in that second, because he had created Vibhuti and sent it, that would have taken 10 minutes to reach me. At that moment, the only thing was, no, it is a drama. He's not been bit, it's a drama. Adi mullu kaadu, urke na drama chesnadu, adi mullu, adi paambu kaadu mullu. That's not a snake, he's just doing a drama, it's a thorn. And he walks away. He doesn't give energy to that. Rather, he wills it at that moment. And how was it will? It was a simple utterance from his mouth. Casual utterance. On the way to darshan. No. It's just a thorn. Don't disturb me for that silly thing. Walks away. And then 2 years later too, he tells me, I will not say, na note nunchi adi paambani eppudiki raadu. From my mouth, it will never be uttered from my mouth that it is a snake. It is almost as if it says it is a snake 2 years later, it might have a retrospective effect on my body. So who believes in Swami? He believed his words. That's the power. Sai Mata, Satya Mata. If I say something, it will be the truth. And he made a snake bite become a poisonous thorn. And the effect of the snake bite, which was otherwise could have been systemic in nature, was localized to a thorn, poisonous thorn. And it stayed local. It got healed and left a beautiful life lesson for me. There are many, many lessons I take home from this. One is there is a Swami. Once you come to his fold, once you accept him as a guru, he is there to protect you. There are times you may not feel it was his protection, but it is his protection. But at some level, in some other conversation, he has already willed it for you. And one day you will be able to make that connection between the situation you went through, how you survived it, and how there was a guru keeping an eye, watchful eye over you. He will never let you go. Never. Of this, I have so much faith now that my mind is at peace. But I also know this one thing, that words have power. Not only his words, because he shows us by example. And by the way, everything Swami has told me, and there are people here who have experienced Swami physically, every word that Swami has uttered would have found manifestation in your lives. I can speak for myself. Every word, even playfully uttered, has found manifestation in my life. Once he asked me in Purnachandra Auditorium, just as I was going to speak in Dasara, Gattiga Chappu, why are we Gattiga Chappu, Dan Gunchi? Mana desham unnatappudu enduku baita povala and all. He said, so he's given me 5 minutes tip what to speak on. We should be in this country and so on. I go out. This was a lesson for me, by the way. Don't read too much into it. And so I go out and I speak about patriotism in the country and so on and so forth. Then Swami comes out. He liked what I spoke. He calls some VIPs and he asks them, how did I speak? They say, Swami, spoke very well and I am very happy. Then Swami looks at me and says, you are also going to go one day out of the country. And he tells the VIPs, these boys all talk big, but they'll all do everything. I know you're also going to go. Now, can I tell Swami, you told me to talk, Swami. I had no clue. I said, no, Swami, I don't want to go. Andari eltar, intamandi chusanu, he'll say, showing his hair. So many people are going to go out. I know, come, take namaskar, he said. So that playful thing was just to show me that he knew it. At another time, when I did the Bhajagovindan drama, he took us to Bombay. He told my father, send your son abroad. He will do good acting abroad. And he told Mr. Goldstein, who was then the chairman, he told him, this son, take him there. He will do a lot of acting there. And here I am today, right? Everything that he had uttered, everything, every word that has come from his mouth has manifested in my life. The power of words, he demonstrated it. Again, not to prove that he is a God and we are not, to show us that what you speak comes true. Whatever you speak, hold on to this seriously, my dear children, sisters and brothers. This is very important. And I take this lesson every day. I'm becoming more and more. I'm not perfected yet, and the journey will continue till the day I stop speaking, which will be when I die. But the lesson is this: be mindful of what you speak. Be mindful of every word, because those words create your reality. Those words create your reality. Tell yourself every day that I can do it, I will do it. I'm a child of God and I'm born with a purpose, and anything is possible unto me. Anything is possible with God on my side. Tell that to yourself every day. Watch the miracle of your life unfold. You don't never have to be afraid of being bullied and doing this and that. Never, because you know God is by your side. There is no other way out. That is the most powerful way, is to change. If you are not telling the right story about yourself to yourself, tell the story that you are different. You have a role to play. You're powerful. You're strong. And you will be. You are actually. We all are. Right? All of us are. But when we constantly tell ourselves and our children, no, be serious, this is not good for you, you're not good for this, or you're good for that. When we start labeling them, then they begin to believe that. And then who's limiting them? That self-talk. But we might influence that self-talk. Encourage a discussion where children are constantly exploring their reality. And we are too. And the more we develop stories of power, affirmations of power, the more life will unfold itself. So here is the one fundamental, beautiful affirmation Swami gave us. What do you think is one of the most powerful affirmations Swami gave? Anybody from the boys or the girls side? There was one he gave on his birthday. He says, this is my birthday gift. Say this every day. And he gave a poem, a mantra for us to chant. I am God. I am God. He didn't say that. He wants us to say that. I am God. I am God. I am not different from God. I am Akhanda Parabrahmas, the indivisible, absolute, supreme. I am Satchitananda. Greed, grief and anxiety can never affect me. Fear cannot enter me. I am God. I am God. I am not different from God. How powerful is that? He has initiated us into this affirmation. And what are we doing as adults? We are waiting for God. We think God is somewhere there. Now we have reduced this beautiful omniscient being, omnipresent being who presented that omnipresence and omniscience of God in flesh and blood. We've reduced him to somebody from some other dimension. Somebody is watching us. Swami is there somewhere, up there. We've reduced him to some being somewhere up. Whereas he says, I'm in you, awaken me within you. I am. The I am that you say. That I am is God. That I am is God. Why is it so difficult to believe? Because we believe what the senses tell us. We believe what the eyes see. We believe what the ears listen to. We believe what we watch and what we listen. And all that we watch is on TV nowadays. And everything on the phone. And they tell us what to laugh for. And we see everybody's laughing. 5-star rating, I'll also laugh. Nobody is laughing, I won't laugh. Others decide when you want to laugh and when you shouldn't laugh. Others decide what you should like and what you should not like. You want to buy a TV, you want to see what others like, others say about this TV. Then you decide. You want to buy a car, you see what others say about the car. Then you buy a car. You buy a home, you want to look what others say. Others are defining your life. When are you going to find your life? When are you going to find what you like? When are you going to take time for yourself and ask, what do I want to do? So it is this reality that we borrow from each other and we pass it on to our children and the children pass it on to their children. And this reality is binding. Unfortunately, it's not liberating us. It's binding us to think we are just human beings. Be practical. We need money for support, growth. We need success. What is success? Today we are told to believe being rich and famous is success. Somebody is very rich, he is successful. No, he is rich. By all means become rich. There's no harm in becoming rich. But don't ever mistakenly think somehow being rich is successful. Being happy is. Truly happy. Being truly content with who you are, that is successful. Otherwise, all the richest men will be the healthiest today and the happiest today. Are they? Perhaps not. I would like to believe they're not. Not all of them. And that happiness is not, and if they are happy, then that happiness has nothing to do with them being rich. Because that happiness is found even in the poorest man in a street in Mumbai. He'll be the happiest. Happiness has nothing to do with being rich or poor. Happiness is what you believe. When you're truly content with who you are, you're happy. And so find the real you. Ask your SSE teachers, how can I find the real me? How can I find a mission in life? Ask them tough questions. They should dread coming to your class. They're like, oh my gosh, I've got SSE. I'm so nervous. That's the point is we need to challenge ourselves and our children to think like the way Swami did. Because Swami, avatars come to show us how to live. They're not coming to become one more God in our altar. We already have so many. I say this again and again. 33 Muppati Devargal we have. 33 odd crores of devotees, devas, and we have that. God, he's not come again to become one more. One more Sahasranama, my God, one more Ashtotram, one more Paduka Pujas, one more. We'll do all that because we love him. We want to do that. But don't restrict Sai to that. He is a reflection of our divinity. He is a reaction to our actions. So when we want our actions to be pure and selfless, he begins to react. We have to invoke him in our hearts. Walk the path. the way he did, with boldness, with courage. And to believe that you are always connected with God. Believe that. Whether you like it or not, believe that you're connected to something very large, much bigger than yourself. Every morning, get up with that feeling, God, you're with me, thank you. Every night, go with that feeling, God, you were with me, thank you for being with me. Just try that for 3 days and 3 nights. Watch your life change. It's magical because you're invoking God, you're thanking Him. I will take one question from one child here, one question from here, one question, one question. Am I right? I don't have permission to go more than that. I'm kidding. Because we are in the interest of time. I think if you have the questions, you can repeat them. Otherwise, we can open it up for one question each on the children's side and one question each on the adult side.
Yes, Sairam, thank you so much. So first of all, a lot of the adults had the opportunity to submit questions already, and I think some of those were covered already. So if you already submitted a question, that was your question. If you've asked a question either yesterday or today, child or adult, let's give the opportunity to someone who has not had a chance to ask a question yet. And we'll keep it to one, please, so that in the interest of time and something that's relevant to everyone. So, gentlemen? I see a lot of thinking on the boys' side, a lot of pondering over there. Okay. Ladies, anybody have anything you want to ask? It doesn't have to be about the stories here. It can be about anything that's on your mind, questions, SSE. Don't look at each other. That's not helping. All right. Shruti, you have a question? Okay. Anybody else? Yes, no? Okay. Go.
You said during your story, the snake story, that you would talk about your dream that you had.
Thank you.
I want to know that.
Okay. Thank you. So I was in the midst of a vivid dream, I said. And so that was it. So in that dream, I had died. And I was opening a manhole and coming out of a manhole, if you will. And I saw it was very beautiful clouds everywhere. And I saw my grandparents, I saw my grand aunt and uncle. And they were all wearing whites. And they were very beautifully walking past. Everybody very serene and so much of joy and love was there, peace. And then in that dream, I saw 4 people carrying a palanquin and walking. And they set the palanquin down, the curtains part, and there is Swami inside. He does like this. And then I go to Swami and I'm at his feet, and Swami says, you want to be here, meaning this place, or you want to go back? And in the dream, as I'm sitting in front of Swami, I'm thinking I'm getting to sing every day, and Swami is talking to me every day down there. So I said, Swami, I want to go back. Swami said, good, take namaskar. And then I was woken up with this voice saying, there is a snake for you. So it is perhaps some kind of a sign that there was a Swami's signature to it. But I still wanted that actual Swami to confirm it, which happened 2 years later. But that was a very unique dream. I still remember very clearly the way it happened. So thank you for reminding me. Okay, boys. Yes. Can you give him the mic?
What's the most valuable lesson you've taken away from Swami's teachings?
Beautiful. One, like I said, watch the words. What is the story you tell yourself? What is the story you tell others? That's one. You said one of the most. I'm going to give you 2 more, just in case you didn't like the first one. The second one is the magic of giving. There's power in giving. In giving, you mean sharing. Whatever is it you have, share it. Don't be afraid to share. If you have an extra toy, share it. If you have good clothes that you want, that you love, share it. And why I'm saying that is, share that which is valuable to you. Don't share when something is useless for you, because then the universe will share what is useless for the universe. Share what you value the most. And this is a lesson for all of us. When Swami gave, he gave everything free. He said, my hand will always be like this. Be a giver. Don't be a taker. Don't go like a beggar. I don't want my Sai devotees, my Sai students to go like this to anybody. I will take care of that. Just go, give, focus on giving. That giving Swami did was excellence. Every sari he gave was excellent. Every dhoti he gave was excellent. Every shirt piece and shirt pant he gave the students was excellent. There was quality in what he did. Every act of giving was excellent. He never once cringed, saying, I'm only giving it free. Why not just give it? His hospitals is still the state-of-the-art hospitals. The educational system that he has is still one of the top universities in India. So this is the kind of, there is giving and there is excellence in giving. Ask yourself, what is excellence in giving? Christmas is coming. Give. Buy something that you like the most and give, and watch the universe is watching. And you'll be the VIP in the universe seat. You'll get a special preference for everything in life. Swami doesn't, God never teaches us lessons which will make us soft and poor. He gives you lessons that will make you rich in every aspect. By rich, I mean not only dollars in your bank account, but rich in your personality, where because he teaches, give the best and the best will come back to you. Always remember this. Give the best. If you have time to spare, give the time and give it to the best of your ability. If you have talent, share the talent to the best of your ability. If you have money, share the money to the best of your ability. If you have toys and clothes to give good ones. Because you believe that somebody who will wear this will say, oh my gosh, whoever gave it, I'm so happy. You make somebody happy, that happiness gets registered in the universe, comes back to you, and you will be given situations to feel the same happiness, if not 10 times more. Believe that. I believe that true. And it has never failed me, never ever failed me. That's why I, in my life, take this lesson from Swami, and I say, how can I do this even better? This giving, whatever it is that I give, how can I make it better and better and better? So, thank you for that very good question. Giving and words. Please pay attention to your words. Now it's the adults. Shall we give the adults some time and a chance to ask? All right, let me take from the gentleman, and then he reached the mic first before you. How's it that we guys always win? Sorry. Go ahead.
Sairam, brother, very amazing all the talks whenever you speak. I'm following up many talks. This is something you spoke maybe a decade and a half, 15 years ago, probably in Toledo, Ohio, where you mentioned, all wonderful talk. At the end, you mentioned that Swami was little kind of upset or sad that in spite of doing all these things, saying all these things, all the lectures, so much more, there are very few people that will catch the plane. That stuck to me very long time back. My question to you is, I guess the kind of level that Swami is probably asking, my question to you is, how do we do the sadhana to be in the level of expectation that Swami would like to, and what sadhana you do, like how do you start the day, and how do you make sure that we always live with the Swami's ideals and be blessed with our way of life?
Thank you for that question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off answering that, because after 3 bhajans, I'm going to introduce the Song of Liberation, and I'll give a background with that incident, what you just mentioned, and perhaps that will pave the way up to what do we do with this amazing teacher who has come to give us the highest wisdom? How can we try and incorporate it in our lives? So I'll attempt to answer that. But I think I don't want to avoid it. The thing is, fundamentally, we have to change. That's why I said the words we need to change about how we see ourselves. We need to change the core belief. Who am I has to change. I am Sundar has to change. I am Sundar, no, the body is Sundar. Once when we were Swami was talking about japam, and then he asked me, what japam are you doing? And I said, Aham Brahmasmi. And Swami just he looked at me first for a few seconds, Aham Brahmasmi, like that, Maybe he thought I'll say Sai Ram or something. I said, Aham Brahmasmi Chestunan Swami. Swami looked at me like this, and Swami looked like this. Then he said, Cheptunava, Vintunava. Very beautiful lesson. Huh? He said, Cheptunava, Vintunava. Alanti mantramulu. Like that mantras, if you are doing japa, are you listening to the japa or are you saying the japa? Swami, mind lo cheptunanu, I said. I didn't know how to answer. What do you mean by listening and speaking? So I said, mentally, I said. Then he shook his head. He said, Evru cheptunaru? Who tells this mantra? Aham Brahmasmi. Sundar Iyer is telling, is Sundar Iyer Brahman? Sundar Iyer is not Brahman. That is the name of this body. That is who you think you are is not Brahman. Who you think you are is Sundar Iyer. Who others think you are is also not Brahman. They also think you're Sundar Iyer. Who you really are, that person is chanting inside you. You have to listen to that chant. Aham Brahmasmi ani alanti mantramlu vinnala kani cheppakudu. Cheppevaru evaru. So it's a very high-end question, but blame him because he's the one who asked this question. The point here is, the highest principle, I am God. Who's saying I am the ocean? Is the river saying I am the ocean? Or is the ocean saying I am the ocean? The ocean is saying I am the ocean. The river is saying I am the river. And the river aim is to merge into the ocean. The river knows that its source is the ocean because the ocean water is what evaporates and comes back as a river. The river knows it. But at any point, the river cannot say I am the ocean. The river knows it. Even though the river knows, it only listens to the ocean's call and keeps going towards that call. So the Sundar Iyer is going towards the ocean. So Sundar Iyer only listening to the ocean saying, I am the ocean, I am the ocean. And the more Sundar Iyer listens to it, the more the path becomes clearer. In other words, the I am God principle is constantly echoing in the depths of our soul. I am eternal. I am always there. I am the Shiva am I. That is not Sundar Iyer. That is a voice to which Sundar Iyer will merge. And the river merges into the ocean. There is no river to say I am the ocean. The ocean has always been saying I am the ocean. The river simply merges. And so it is that the goal is beautiful, and everything that we do, therefore, has to be aimed to change that core belief about ourselves. And we have to start saying, I am God, or listen to that voice of Swami. I am God, I'm not different from God. Listen to it. Who's the one saying it inside me? The real me. There is a source within me that is eternal, that knows no death, no birth. Raka pokaleni Ramachandruduku ochitam ekkadiki povatam ekkadiki, Swami says. Always he would say. Where is Swami coming and going? There is no going and coming for me. Where is the question of me coming and me going? He would say. That is the eternal existence that has no birth and no death. And that is there within all of us. We need to identify ourselves and move towards that identification. And so, we'll hold on to that thought, though. We'll delve a little more on it. Yes, ma'am.
Sairam, thank you so much. I have learned from you only how to listen Swami, from inner Swami to yourself, and how to follow him. Since COVID, I am following rigorously. And today my question is, which moment you want to relive in person with Swami and why?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question. Every moment, I would like to relive with Swami. I don't know if there is one favorite moment for me, one better than the other. I love the days when I had a chance to sit and sing a bhajan and actually have the person in front of me receiving that bhajan. Swami would truly embrace the bhajan that you sing. For example, when I would sing Amba Mandahasa Vadani, he'll actually blush and look out because he just can't. Because Mandahasa means, oh mother with a beautiful smile. He'll actually blush and he'll feel it is for him. When the darshan songs come, sometimes Brother Kote and others would sing so well. They're but slow bhajans, so they would select the second bhajan or so to sing. Because as we go along in the bhajan, we go faster. We never sing slow bhajans towards the end. Just FYI. So But so when he would sing the slow bhajan and Swami is giving an interview, he would come out to see who sang. Because the darshan, though, it'll be like they're calling me for darshan. What am I doing giving interview? He'll come sometimes, sit during the chair, sit on the chair, listen to the whole bhajan, and then go back to the interview or go back to meeting whoever he was meeting. He felt that beautiful, those moments, they are priceless, absolutely priceless. And so there is no one single moment I can think of, and I don't want to, like it just said, words are important, so I don't want to say one is better than the other. So every moment spent with him is truly priceless. Thank you all for your patience, for giving me yet another chance. I know we have bhajans, and then I want to introduce you to a beautiful composition of Adi Shankara, a song of liberation, as it is called. Hoping that at the end of all these celebrations of the 100th birthday, we set our aim for our life at the highest, where Swami wants to take us, get into his plane when he takes off. Sai Ram.
Sairam brother, thank you so much for the wonderful session, and it was so inspiring, and I'm sure all the kids loved your snake story. And so SSE team, we thought we cancelled SSE classes, but all the students got their lesson, SSE lesson, and we all teachers also got the training from you. And devotional team thought they cancelled the study circle today, but no. Even we elders got satsang from you. And thank you so much for spending time on this Sunday afternoon with us. Sairam, thank you all for attending, all the SSC parents and students. Thank you so much for attending. Sairam. Okay. We are going to take group picture, and all the ladies can come this side. All the SSC students, yeah, please come and sit. Sairam brother, can you please come?
Sairam, that means on the boys' side also. Can you guys turn around and come here so we can take a picture with Uncle? Yes, kids. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Okay, Sairam, so the students, please, if you're in the back, please come to the front. If you're outside, please send them inside. Go over there. Okay, you might have to sit. We're not all going to fit if we stand. So, like we do for Ishwaramade, go over there and sit. What is happening here?
पञ्चपातकोपपातकात् प्रमुच्यते सर्ववेदपारायणपुण्यं लभते नारायणसायुज्यमवाप्नोति नारायणसायुज्यमवाप्नोति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Om Sri Sai Ram. Welcome to Dallas Sai Center on this very cold but yet warm inside Sunday afternoon. Anybody new to the center? We would like to warmly welcome you. Yes, please. Sister, your name? Sunita, and from where? Plano, okay. Okay. Welcome, Sister Sunita. Yes. Anybody else new here? Yes? Go ahead, please. Hari Priya? Okay. Kopal, yeah. I spoke to you yesterday. Welcome, Sister. Yeah. Anybody? Yes? Oh, Boston area. We did spoke. Welcome. Welcome, Sister Nandini. And, okay. Welcome, brother. Okay. Anybody else on the men's side? All right, we'll get started. Yes, please. Go ahead. Sai Chaitanya from? Okay, welcome. We do have somebody from Indianapolis here. She's not here today. All right. Oh, no. I didn't mean her. I meant Pramila auntie, so she's not here, so I just... All right. Okay, this center normally starts with Vedam learning at 1 o'clock. Usually the study circle happens at 2, and in parallel we do have the SSE. Today, as you all saw, we had a very beautiful SSE-focused study circle session, I would say. Very beautiful messages by Dr. Sundar Iyer, and you will hear him soon after the first three bhajans. So we'll try to make the announcements also quicker. Next week, the bhajans will be led by Satya Group. So if you're part of Satya Group, make sure that you sign up when the link comes in. And Prema Vahini Study Circle will continue on chapters 63-64. Next one. Vedam learning. Our Vedam initiative continues, as you all know. From next week, the Vedam team will be doing in-person Purusha Suktam classes will continue. And Rudram refinement session will happen Mondays 8 to 9 p.m. And Mahanyasam session will happen Sundays 8 to 9 p.m. Saturdays. Oh, Mahanyasam from Saturdays 8 to 9 p.m. from December 6th onwards. Now, from January 2026, new Rudram batches for SSE and adults will start on Sundays at Center, 1 to 1:40. Please look out for the registration link in the upcoming weeks. If you have any questions on any of these, please do talk to our devotional team. They will guide you on which classes you are eligible to join. Next one. Home bhajans. There's been a lot of feedback that how people are missing the home bhajans in the past 1 or 2 weeks. So we will continue based on that. You remember we used to have that sign-up sheets where you can ask people for your special events in your house. So that's what it is. We will be resuming that. So if you have, I know a lot of people were waitlisted during the 100 home bhajans. So here is your opportunity. I know as soon as the announcements is done, Brother Venkat is going to get a ton of texts now. So please make sure that you reach out and book your slots. Thank you. Next one. Weekly service activities. Friday, it's a Plano Meals on Wheels. And then refugee service, tutoring service continues from Monday to Thursday. Please reach out to Sister Aruna or Brother Srini if you have any questions. Next one. Okay, the next few slides, you will see the tremendous amount of seva that you all have done. Collectively, we have done. On November 23rd, we did a food collection drive. Amazing amount of 537 pounds of food items were donated, which is approximately 447 meals that we have served. So thank you, Swami, for that Narayan Seva on his birthday. Similarly, as part of Hansai 100, We also did 100 days of continuous seva in different forms. Thanks to each and one of you for participating in this and keep the cycle going. This is a tremendous effort from the center and from the region. Next one. So we in a Thanksgiving service, this was a Meals on Wheels. We did 63 routes, and I believe we did 650 meals. I don't know which he told me a number. 650 meals with that 63 routes. So thank you so much for those families who participated. It's always a very nice seva for all of us to kind of come together as families and enjoy that ride together. Next one, please. So, having said that, the most favorite seva for the center is VNA dog service, right? This is where everybody wants to come and everybody is waitlisted. You're not happy. So, just make sure the age limit is 12 to 65. And children, if you are participating, you absolutely have to listen to your lead's instructions. No running in the parking lot, doing things by yourself. That is including the adults too. Please listen to your lead's instructions and not take decisions by yourself. Okay, and so will be on December 25th, 7 a.m. There's a sign-up form and there's also a QR code. Go ahead and reserve your seats because this is something that will get filled fast. Vijay, what is the maximum limit that we are looking for? 80 volunteers only, okay, between the children and the adults. So please make sure you book your spots. More of details, the orientation, everything will be provided by Vijay and team in the next upcoming weeks. Next one. SSE important dates. Last date to drop, as you all see, there's a lot of buzz in the lobby. People are dropping off the angel tree gifts. If you have not yet done, please make sure that you contact Vijay or Chandra to understand how to get the drop-off done by tonight. And December 6th, Class 3A will be visiting synagogue as part of their curriculum. And then December 7th, SSE classes will resume. Your regular classes will start at 1:45. And SSE and the carols, what we are going to do for the Christmas program, please watch your SSE channel. Next one, I think we are done. I'm going to invite Shanmukh Mudikonda for giving the thought for the day from 4C.
Saram, everyone. I'm from class 4C, and for today's quote, we have a quote from Swami. Even if calamity befalls, the aspirant should not lose heart. The mind must ever be pure, untarnished, and calm, full of courage. No weeping for the past, no faltering in the performance. For me, what stood out in this quote was Swami's last sentence when he says that there's no weeping for the past and no faltering for the performance. This stood out to me because of the tone in which he says it. He says it sort of blunt in order to emphasize the fact that setbacks do happen, but you need to be able to push through and improve on your setbacks. And what should we take away from the quote? I think it's easy, it's straightforward. When setbacks happen, which are inevitable, we should bounce back and become stronger, as Swami says. There's no faltering in the performance, no weeping for the past. We should be quick to move from our setbacks and, improve on our issues. And how could we apply this to our own lives? Whenever we face issues, which we all do, we need to be able to have a quick mind and a positive mindset and forget about it quickly, but also learn from it and move on as quickly as possible. Thank you.
भुवस्वहा तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. Thy kingdom, thy will be done on earth as it is heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptations, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Shammai Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Adonai Echad Adonai Echad Hashem Vahu Vahiste-masti Pushta-asti Pushta-hamai Yadasho Vahiste-ashi Namo tassa Bhagavato Arhato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami Sangham Sharanam Gacchami Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim La ilaha illallah Allah Allah La ilaha illallah Allah Allah La ilaha illallah Allah Allah Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Shanti
Ganesha Lord. We sing to you, Ganesha Lord. Sing to you, Ganesha Lord. We sing to you, Ganesha Lord. Sing to you, Ganesha Lord. We bow to you, Ganesha Lord. Mighty Lord Ganesha, remove all our obstacles. Almighty Lord Ganesha, remove all our obstacles. Almighty Lord Ganesha, remove all our obstacles. Almighty Lord Ganesha, remove all our obstacles. Bless us, Ganesha, Lord. Bless us, Ganesha, Lord. Bless us, Ganesha, Lord. Bless us, Ganesha, Lord. We bow to you, 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 Ganesha, Lord. We sing to you, Ganesha, Lord. We sing to you, Ganesha, Lord. We bow to you, Ganesha, Lord. Oh, mighty Lord Ganesha, remove all our obstacles. Almighty Lord Ganesha, remove all our obstacles. Bless us, Ganesha, Lord. Bless us, Ganesha, Lord. We bow to you, 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 Ganesha,
Mother, oh Mother Sai Ma, you mean the whole world to me, Sai Ma. Mother, oh Mother Sai Ma, you are the light of my life, Sai Ma. Mother Sai Ma, you are the light of my life, Sai Ma. Sai Ma, Sai Ma, in times of trouble and despair, I call your name. You're always light of my life, Sai times of trouble and despair, I call your name, you're always there. You guide me forever each day. With all your love, you show me the way. How can we thank you, our dear Saima, for all your patience and love, Saima? How can we thank you, dear Saima, for all your patience and love, Saima? Ma Saima, Ma Saima, you mean the whole world to me, Saima.
I am God, I am God, I am no different from God. I am God, I am God, I am no different from God. I am the infinite supreme, the one reality. I am the infinite supreme, the one reality. I am Satchidananda Swarupa. Satchidananda Swarupa. I am Om Tat Sat Om. 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 I am love, I am true, I am peace eternally. I am love, I am true, I am peace eternally. I am ever pure to Lord, I am always full and free. I am ever pure to Lord, I am always full and free. Fear or grief can never touch me. Fear or grief can never touch me. I am Om Tat Sat Om. I am Om Tat Sat Om. I am Om Tat Sat Om. I am Om Shanti.
Humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Baba. I once again have the privilege of welcoming Brother Sundar here. Dr. Sundar Iyer is a long time, devotee and a student of Swami. In fact, he was the first batch of students that came from Prashanti. He has had the privilege of being personally acquainted with Swami for a long period of time and has had wonderful experiences that he has shared with us all through the week. Today, we welcome him to be talking about Nirvana Shatakam. For those who have been here for the Shivratri or the Akhanda Bhajans, we do this at 12 in the midnight. We chant this. And that too, we followed it after hearing Brother Sundar talk in one of his speeches about 10, 12 years ago. So we've been since doing that as a part of the schedule. Today, we'd like to actually have him speak about it as well. He's going to chant and show the significance of Nirvana Shatakam. And Brother Sundar.
Sai Ram. It was an evening in Puttaparthi. Swami had finished his evening darshan. He had received the arati that was lovingly offered to him by devotees. He had his dinner, an extremely light supper, if you will. And he went upstairs. Every evening, he has an evening walk. In that small, tiny room, which is barely the length of this stage, he would put off the fan and he would walk up and down about 15 to 20 minutes, walk after dinner. We would wait downstairs. The ashram people, the authorities who would want to normally come and discuss with him will come and wait downstairs in silence, listening to the rustle of his robe as he would do his walk. And then we hear the switch go on, the fan come on, and a little creak sitting on the chair. We know Swami is settling down. We'd give him 2 minutes, and then people would go upstairs. Some of us would go and show our face to Swami, and in case Swami wants his feet to be pressed, he would indicate like so with his nod of his head, and we would go and sit at his feet, take a little bit of lotion, rub at his feet, and keep doing that from about 7 o'clock till about 9 o'clock. This evening was meant to be different, an evening that I will always remember. While every evening Swami would ask the authorities some questions, discuss some issues about either the university or the ashram, things of everyday nature, and then entertain the doctor from the community hospital and ask him about patients and so on and so forth, very often giving prasadam for each of these patients. That was kind of the routine. But this one evening was different. Why? Because Swami chose not to speak. He comes, he sits down on his chair. We all went up. I showed my face. Swami indicated. I went and sat on one side. Another boy comes on the other side. We took 1 foot each and took a little bit of lotion and started rubbing his feet and massaging his calf muscles all the way around to his feet. Swami picked up a letter, started reading, which is usual. We waited for the silence to be broken. The ashram authorities stood in silence because the custom was there was so much reverence of Swami's space, nobody would speak to him unless he broke the silence. And so we were waiting for Swami to look up and break the silence. Not me, not my friend, because we had nothing to speak to Swami. But then the others were waiting. But strangely, Swami seemed to be very drawn inward, if you will. And he was completely absorbed in reading his letters. To a point, he barely noticed we had even the others had come to the room. There were authorities standing, waiting to ask him questions. They also respectfully stood because they are used to this, hope perhaps, but that was my first time. And when Swami was reading one of the letters, my friend and I, sitting down at his feet, exchanged looks, what's going on? Like that, we asked each other. The other boy said, I don't know. Because it was unique for us that Swami didn't talk. Was he upset? Was he not well? And then he would continue this, one letter after another. He would tear it, throw it in the trash can on this side, the stack of letters on this side. And occasionally he would pause, put his head back on the chair, lean back, close his eyes, heave a sigh of deep sigh, if you will. Not a sigh of relief, but almost that took him even more inside. Again, he'll come out of his stupor after 3 or 4 minutes, and again he'll go back to reading a letter. It continued not just for 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour or 1 hour. It continued for the entire 2 hours. Not a word was spoken. And then he looked at the clock. It was about 5 to 9 or so. And then he just indicated that he had to get up. So he just did this with his fingers, that we move out of the way so he can get up. He just did this. And we moved. He got up. And while getting up, he heaved another deep sigh. And he started talking to himself. Remember, he was not talking to us. He was talking to himself. And I managed to catch what he muttered, a little bit of what he was muttering to himself. He was walking from his chair to his bedroom, which was another 10 feet, not very long. And we were following him on our knees because we wanted our nightly namaskar. Wondering why he didn't say Cheskondi. Normally he would just stand up, he'll give us namaskar, but he started walking, and therefore we got up on our knees, we were crawling next to him. And this is what he was muttering. Something for all of us to take home tonight. He said, "Ee roju intamandi letter chusanu. I have seen so many letters today. Anni letterlu korikalu. All these letters are full of cravings, asking. Somebody wanted a job, somebody wanted marriage, somebody who's married wanted children, somebody who has children has problems, somebody who's not married has problems." It just went on. It was always asking. ఒక్క లెటర్ కూడా థ్యాంక్ యూ అని రాలేదు. నాట్ ఎ సింగిల్ లెటర్ సెడ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ. There was a moment of agony in his voice, the agony of a teacher. Says, I'm giving everything that they want, yet there seems to be no end to this asking. And nobody is pausing to say thank you for what you have come to give. And he continued, he said, Yemo, he's talking to himself, by the way. Yemo na plane ochindi, my plane has come. I'm telling people to come in the plane. But you people, he just pointed like this to us, like this. You people are just like this, but looking ahead and slowly walking. But you people are భజనలు చేస్తున్నారు, పూజలు చేస్తున్నారు, ఏమో ప్రాజెక్టులు చేస్తున్నారు, ప్లేన్లో ఎవరు రారు. You all are doing bhajans and projects and pujas, but nobody is coming into my plane. వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు 5 మంది చిక్కుతారో ఏమో. Will I even get 5 people on my plane when I leave? And he paused He looked at us, we took namaskar because we were waiting for that. See? And then he went into his bedroom. We came back, and at that moment we just said, Swami is in a bad, upset about something. But then that stayed with me. I sat with it, I thought about it for days on end, weeks on end. Even to this day. Because that brings us to the very essence of what Swami wants us. Where does he want us? Why does a guru come? Why does an avatar come? Why? Just to help us get a better job? Just to help us find our dream partner in life? Just to help us buy a better home? And still stay imprisoned in this idea of what life is? Because we are all, believe it or not, my dear sisters and brothers, we are living in a prison. Some of us live in a better 5-star prison, some of us may be in a 3-star prison. Some of us have 5 TVs inside that prison, some of us have 2 TVs inside that prison, some of us have a great job inside that prison, some of us are still seeking for job in the prisons. But we are in a prison, a self-imposed identity, a borrowed religion, a borrowed faith, borrowed ideas of what is good, what is bad, when to laugh, when to cry, when to sleep, when to get up. And we carry on. We are born and we die. And then we come back again, we repeat the same story. And then comes a master, such as masters who have walked every generation, if you will. Because deep within us, in our unconscious, we are yearning for a solution, for a much better life, for a light out there, for a way out. And then from within our hearts, a being emerges, taking birth like us. Because that being is a reflection of who we want to be. A being who speaks voices that are echoes of our own deep yearning for God. A being whose acts are reactions of the selfless actions that we want to undertake, the fearless actions that we want to undertake. A being is born embodying all of what we want, takes birth in a God-forsaken place, comes up and shows what one can do with one life, shows us a way out, shows us a way to live, shows us what is the philosophy that we can adopt, shows us how to do that, how to embrace everyone in the spirit of selfless love, service, and oneness. Because we are that one. But when from within our own collective unconscious, a being like Sai appears and shows us a way, we push him aside to an altar, which is in the corner of our living room or in our bedroom, where we go once in a while and bow to him. And what do we tell him? Get us a better job, keep us healthy. When we go for vacations, we say, please take care of our home. When we are sick, we say, please heal us. We're looking for a Superman, somebody who can serve us, a servant, who won't ask us pay, but will completely be at our command. When we are sick, he has to cure us. We won't do anything to take care of our life. When we are confused, we want somebody to guide us. We won't pay him a penny. And he does that for us, hoping that one day we will ask what he has come to give. What has he come to give? He has come to give us this ultimate freedom. Freedom from that prison, self-imposed prison, if you will. And therefore he said, Aidu mandi chiktarum. I don't know even if I will have 5 people on my plane when I leave. He was not talking of leaving in the physical body. Because this is that Sai who says every moment there is a choice you and I can make. Either we can get onto his plane or choose to be imprisoned. Every moment. That is why I told the children today, that watch every word you speak is a reflection of that. Whether are you in the prison, are you outside the prison? Every word we speak, every thought I entertain, every belief I store in my heart, defining who I am, I define whether I want to be in my prison or I want to be outside the prison. Because outside the prison, there is this beautiful plane waiting to take us to the heights of what true living is. Living life is living complete self-empowered life. A life of freedom, a life of fearlessness, a life of enlightenment, mindful living, where my decisions are not based out of fear and insecurity. My choices, either in career or life partner, is all made with complete understanding and deep awareness of what life is, what my choices are. Can we, shall we make those kind of choices? Rather than feeling victims of circumstances and thinking there is a God above, somewhere, angry at us, that there are some forces that are beyond us that are somehow controlling the circumstances of our life, and somehow we are victims, not realizing at a very deep level we are the ones who orchestrate our lives, and we are the ones who can redefine our lives, recreate our lives the way we want it, because we have the divinity waiting to be awakened. There is a divine Lakshmi in us waiting to be awakened so that she can connect you to the abundance of the universe. So whenever you want, whatever you want is made available to you. There is a divine Saraswati waiting to be invoked within us that will open doors to learning infinitely and getting whatever talent we need at that point, whatever wisdom and understanding we need at that point will be made available to us, whether it's a research we do, whether it is a song we need to learn, whether it is a step we need to take, a new career to take, everything is opened. There is a divine Parvati waiting to manifest all of this in our lives, to make it truly manifest in our world, the way we see it with the senses. It is true, my dear sisters and brothers. There is divinity waiting within each one of us to be invoked, but we take that idea of divinity within and we think it is far out there. So we push divinity into an altar. We love garlanding the divinity, we love worshipping the divinity, but alas, we leave the altar not realizing that this divinity is only a reflection of what is within me. I was attached to Swami a lot. There's a time I said, I repeated this perhaps yesterday too, from curiosity there was admiration, for admiration there was deep love, from deep love into devotion. And so when that love became devotion, from that love to devotion, I was yearning for something deeper. I saw Swami meant something deeper. I knew he was there in front of me, yet I was yearning for him. I didn't know what it was. I kept writing to him. I said, Swami, I want you, I want you, I want you. Even though I had him talking to me every day, my letters would be, when I would go in the afternoon, open the door and say, can you give this letter to Swami? It was, Swami, I need you, I want all of you. And so one day, Swami, out of sheer desperation, I think, when I was in his room, he asked, Niku, yemra kavala niku ippudu? He said, what do you want? And so he was right in front of me. I said, Swami, I want you. Swami kavalante teesko. You want Swami? Okay, take me. And I don't know what it meant. I didn't expect that answer. So I'm looking at Swami, what do you mean take me? So I was like, no, Swami, I want you. Because I knew he represented something more. At one point, I thought being in his physical presence was everything, and I was at his physical presence. But I knew when I truly started tasting the divine energy that was coming out of Swami, I knew there was something more. I wanted that. I didn't know what I was asking for, but like a small child, hungry child throwing a tantrum, I was simply throwing a tantrum. I want you, I want you, I want you. It was not that his speaking that I wanted. It was not that his looks I wanted. Not that it was anything less, but I wanted more than that. And so Swami said, Teesko. I still said, I want you. Then he said, come to me. Very benevolently I went, knelt at his feet. He opened 2 buttons of my shirt. And he pointed to his chest, to my chest. He said, Niku Swami kavala, pointed to him. Niku Sai kavala. You want Swami or you want Sai? I didn't know what that meant. So genuinely, I didn't want to be smart, but genuinely I said, Swami, iddaru kavala. Because I didn't know what it meant. Swami, iddaru kavala. Then Swami shook his head, looking at me, shook his head. Saying, you're not understood what I'm talking about. He says, Swami ee roju untaru, repu undaru. ఈరోజు పుట్టపర్తిలో ఉంటాడు, రేపు బృందావనంలో ఉంటాడు. ఈరోజు మాట్లాడతాడు, రేపు మాట్లాడు. Today Swami will speak to you, tomorrow he won't speak to you. Today he will be in Puttaparthi, tomorrow he'll be in Brindavan. Today he'll be here, tomorrow he'll be there. కానీ సాయి ఇంటనే జంటనే వెంటనే కంటనే ఉంటాడు. He said, pointing like this to my chest, putting his finger right in. He said, సాయి ఇంటనే జంటనే వెంటనే కంటనే ఉంటాడు. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పు, ఎవరు కావాలా నీకు? I said, సాయి కావాలా. మంచిది, he said, మంచిది. And I touched his feet. That was my beginning to understanding that Swami is much more than this physical form, this name and form. There was much more. It took me weeks after that, because all I was meditating was Swami's form all the time, and I would literally sit the day before, as I would be part of the bhajan group, watching him sit on this thing. I would memorize how did he sit today, and the next day morning meditation was bringing that memory into visualization. What did I see Swami yesterday? How was his robe? How was his feet? How was exactly what was his expression that I can remember as this boy sang this bhajan, and I would recreate that, just my way of crystallizing Swami. So when I went back to my meditations, then at the end of it I felt, but this is Swami, and Swami said Sai. What is the difference between Swami and Sai? This is also Swami. And so that opened up another door, and this time I knew this is not letters that can give me that answer. And it went into deep questioning and yearning. Swami, show me a way out to understand what Sai is, what Sai is. Give me that. Give me that darshan. How do I transition from Swami to Sai? How do I know what is the Sai I'm looking for? And that opened the door for my very first spiritual experience, one that I can never forget. As I was meditating to him, the boys, we had finished our Omkaram, and after Omkaram, the boys will have what is called Ashtotaram will be chanted, and a little bit of Veda chanting will go on in the mornings. So those who have finished the Omkaram and the Suprabhadam, boys will get up and either go for playing games. I usually go for yoga, but I always wait for the Ashtotaram and the Veda chanting to finish, because that is the time I would meditate on Swami's form. Because the Ashtotaram was chanted in a very beautiful sing-song way, not like a sloka. Om Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Babaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satya Swarupaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Varadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai. Yes, that one. So, and then you go on and on. It's very beautiful, melodious, and very hypnotic, if you will. So, at that time, I would meditate on Swami's form, because it is actually calling him in different names. And that morning, as I was meditating, I felt a presence in front of me, because I would have a huge shawl. Most of us boys would get those big bed sheets and cover, because we can sleep inside also, nobody will know. Oh, we were up to a lot of stuff. We were covered and everybody's head is down. So anyway, so I used to have that big shawl I covered, and I sat in the lotus pose, and I could feel a presence in front. My eyes were tightly shut. And I didn't want to open my eyes, or couldn't open my eyes, I don't remember, but it was because I didn't want to lose that feeling. It was such a warm, beautiful feeling, like a body of light, if you will, was unmistakably in my presence. It was like Swami's form becoming light. And before I realized, it felt like my whole feet and everything was filled. Like, it's like a molten river of light filled me up, my whole body. And then it shot in all directions through every single pore of my body. There was such an expansion of feeling. And then a knowing came from deep within. This is Sai. A very beautiful experience. And so weeks later, a poem started, because I wanted to find words to express this for my own self. And so words started forming in my head, and I started writing it. I am light, flowing through me is a crystal river of light, and so on. I am light, radiating light. I'm light, glowing light, radiating light, intensified light. God transmutes my darkness into light, and so on. I wrote this poem, and I started meditating on Swami as light. And that was my first step that opened me to this beautiful idea of what Swami is more. And then in the years to come, that crystallized itself into more experiences, more fundamental belief that Swami is much more than his name and form. My dear sisters and brothers, we have a huge task at hand for our own spiritual growth. Let's put aside organization and all of that to one side. Those are institutions that will be formed to help us once in a while to get. Those are platforms, like diving boards, if you will. We can spend our entire life on the diving board or use a diving board and dive into the pool of Sai. So for the time being, let's hold that. That has a function, that has a role, that has guidelines, that has a purpose to serve. A diving board has a purpose to serve. Without it, you can't get into the pool. And so you need that. But the task I'm talking about is a task of transformation. Many of us can say we have been devotees for 20 years. We have had so many chances for the last 30 years. We have been with Swami. We got so many interviews from Swami. We got rings from Swami. We got watches from Swami and this and that. We have got stories. My great-grandfather knew Swami. We can do all of that. But the million-dollar question is, what have we done with that? What have we done with that? Has that made us a different person? Do we feel more fearless, more empowered? Do we live an enlightened life? Have we become that street lamps that Swami wants us to be? If not, then what do we need to do? All we need to do, in my humble opinion, is we need to remind ourselves that we are divine. It is a tall order because we find it very convenient to wear a cloak under the disguise of humility. We wear a cloak of devotion and say, I am nothing, I am nobody. But that is not the teaching of the Sai. I am God, I am God, I am no different from God. We all sang this. Let us sing this every day in our hearts. Get up with this in the morning. I am God, I am God, I am not different from God. Grief and anxiety cannot affect me. Fear cannot enter me. I am God, I am God, I am not different from God. Say that and begin your day. And go to bed with that prayer, with that affirmation. It may not make sense to you in the beginning, but trust me, it will open the doors slightly. And you only have to take one step in that direction. Watch him take 1,000 steps, because that is exactly what he's come for. That is our way of saying thanks. Our way of saying thanks is, thank you, Swami, you reminded me, you awakened me to who I am. You are awakening me to who I am. And therefore, give me the strength, stay with me as I go back home. Let us help each other go back home to our source. He is waiting there. His plane is there. About 2,000 years ago, a young boy, this is the essence of Vedanta. This is the essence of Upanishad. This is the essence of Swami's teachings. Enlightenment, actualization. Your search begins and ends here. Meera searched for Krishna. She ran all over the place. And then finally she says, Payo ji maine Ram Ratan Dhan payo. Where? Here. And Swami would say, she thinks, Chalo re man Ganga Yamuna Tir. She finally went here to the source of Ganga and Yamuna. He would say, the Ida and Pingala. And finally go within. It's within. Every saint, every sage, every teacher, every guru talks about this. Jesus Christ says in the Bible, the kingdom of God is within you. Seek ye first that kingdom, and all of these shall be added unto you. The Quran says Allah resides closer than to your jugular vein. He's closer than this vein. That means he's within you. And so it is with Krishna, who says, Aham Vaishvana Bhuta, I am inside you. And therefore, if God is within us, then why do we feel weak? Why don't we feel that empoweredness that Hanuman found? Because we seek something from him. Because as a child, we wanted to walk we looked up and our parents taught us how to walk. Once we learned walking, we wanted to speak, the parents taught us how to speak. Then we wanted to learn more, the teachers taught us what to learn. We have taught to look out to learn something. And so it's natural to look up to learn more. And then the Guru says, now, the greatest of all teachers come in our life and say, now go within. The next lesson is inside you. And that's all it is. We need to open our hearts and go within. Allow ourselves that the God I am searching for is the God within me. My essence, the true source of who I am is divine himself. Swami said, there is no difference between you and me, he said one evening, right? When we sat at his feet. You have 2 hands, I have 2 hands. You have 2 legs, I have 2 legs. You do walking, talking, reading, writing. I do the same. Where is the difference? And before we answered, he said, yes, there is a difference. Where? He said, here. In your perception. Chupalo undi difference, he said. Chupalo is perception. In your perception, you perceive that you are an atom in this universe. I perceive that the universe is an atom in me. It is only a matter of perception. Change that perception. How do we change that perception? Is there a magic technique? No. It has to change from your core belief. Redefine yourself. Redefine yourself. Say, I am God. I am no longer this limited person. I am God. There is a presence within me that is all powerful. And therefore, when that presence expresses itself using this body and this name and form of Sundar, that presence will find words to speak. That presence will have reasons to act. And those words, those actions will be an expressions of the divinity within. And thus we all have this wonderful opportunity of becoming street lamps. This is the legacy we leave behind as Sai devotees. Otherwise, we'll get caught into organizing, reorganizing, organizing. And we'll just get caught in a bundle of events and programs and this and that. And we'll just go round and round in circles. And for those of us who are very wise, we'll wait for the next avatar. The Prema Sai. When is Prema Sai coming? What is he going to tell us? What is he going to tell us? Exactly the same thing that Krishna said, that the Vedas talked about. So why are we waiting for the second coming of Christ, the 10th avatar of Vishnu, the 3rd avatar of Sai, and so on? Because all of them, when they come, they will tell you the same thing. They are perhaps for another generation to come. But we have our hands full. We have our hearts filled with the essence of his teaching. And that is this. Awaken to that divinity. And so it was, as I grew into this experience of light, I came across a very beautiful poem written by Adi Shankara. When he was 12 years old, the legend goes, either it's 6 or 12, it goes anywhere between that age group, but still, it's still beautiful to know. His mother thought this was an audacious boy. He thinks he knows too much. He has to go to school. So she drags him to one of the best schools in the country then, in Kerala. Govinda Bhagavad Pada was very well-known teacher. So she takes this little boy and tells, please teach him. He is too audacious. He just speaks as if he knows everything. And the teacher looks at this boy and says, what do you know that I have to teach you? And this little boy touches his feet, sits down, and sings the 6 verses. He just composes it. 6 verses. That is famously today known as Nirvana Shatakam. Shatakam is 6. Nirvana Shatakam, the 6 verses of liberation. And then the teacher, after listening to it, says, I am so honored to be your teacher. Allow me to teach you. That is the essence of what Swami is all about. And therefore, my dear sisters, brothers, for the next few moments, put aside any of these conditioning thoughts. Who you think you are, oh, I am just a beginner, I don't know all this philosophy, I am karma yogi or jnana yogi or bhakti yogi or hatha yogi or whatever it is. I am young, I'm old. Put aside all of this. Let's simply for the joy of it get into his plane. Even though if it's temporary, doesn't matter. Just get into that plane. where we bask in the glory of being divine. You deserve it. It is your birthright. It's my birthright. So let us demand our birthright. Demand a seat in that plane. It is a big plane, by the way. Much bigger than anything that you've ever seen. So in that vast divine plane, let us embark on this beautiful journey. As I offer this little song, which I eventually made it into a song in 2001 in my mother's 70th birthday. I thought I'll gift her. I'll prepare her for a last stage in her life. She still lived 110 more years. And I told her, Amma, I wanted to give this gift to you. And she loved it. And little did I realize that so many others loved it as well. So wherever we went, those days we started making CDs and distributing it everywhere. I'd intersperse the song with English verses as well, which came to me as I composed music for this. So allow me to offer this. I'm no big singer, but I can manage a little bit of singing. So just enjoy more than the singing, the strength of the words, the power of the sound, and the meaning. And simply take this ride into this infinite joy, onward, upward, skyward, Godward. Let us not look back. Sai Ram. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham, Manobuddhyahankar, Chittaninaham, Nacha Shrotrajekve, Nacha Grananetre. Chittaninaham nacha shrotrajekve nacha grananetre. I am not the petty mind. I am not the proud intellect. Neither the mighty ego nor the minute thought am I. Touch and hearing, taste and seeing. I am not the sensual feelings. I am not the element of earth. I am not the elusive ether. Neither the fierce fire nor the wailing wind am I. I am truth, consciousness, divine bliss. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. Manobuddhyahankar Chittaninaham Nacha Shrotrajekve Nacha Grananetre Nacha Vyoma Bhumir Na Tejo Na Vayuh Chidanandarupaha Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidanandarupaha Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायु न वायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः. I am not the vigorous breath, I am not the vital airs, neither the ailing elements nor the astral sheets am I. Organs of action and chain reaction like the hands, the feet, the mouth and conversation. None of these depraved organs am I. I am truth, consciousness, divine bliss. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वे पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक्पणिपादं न चोपस्थवायुः न वाक्पणिपादं न चोपस्थवायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं. न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न मे द्वेषरागो. I am bound to no worldly attachments. I am averse to no earthly entrapment. Greed, envy, vanity, aversions, these phantoms bind me not to delusions. I aspire not for any duty, nor to acquire property, not even cherish the desire for liberty, cause I am truth, consciousness, divine bliss. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्तो न कामो न मोक्षः न धर्मो न च अर्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं. न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखम्. Unaffected by virtue, untouched by vice, I feel no pleasure, I face no pain. No magic chants empower me, no mystic places purify me. I am not the dogma, nor the doctrines, nor the sacred fire of pilgrims. I am not the sensuous, I am not the sense. I am truth, consciousness, divine bliss. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. Na punyam, na papam, na saukhyam, na dukkham, na mantro, na tirtham, na veda, na yajnaha. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojam na bhoktaham. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojam na bhoktaham. Chidananda rupaha shivoham shivoham. Chidananda rupaha shivoham 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 shivoham. Na mrityur na shanka na me jati vedaham. Pita naiva me naiva mata na janma. Pita naiva me naiva mata na janma. Frivolous doubts assail me never. Fear of death banished forever. No pride of castes, no prejudice of creeds. No father or mother bore me by their deeds. I am no friend, I am no foe. Neither the teacher nor the taught am I. I am truth, consciousness, divine bliss. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. Na mrityur na shanka, na me jati vedaha. Pita naiva me naiva mata na janma. Na bandhur na mitro, gurur naiva shishya. Na bandhur na mitro, gurur naiva shishya. Chidananda rupaha shivoham shivoham. Chidananda rupaha shivoham shivoham. Shivoham shivoham. Shivoham shivoham. Shivoham shivoham. Shivoham shivoham. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo. Vibhutva cha sarvatra sarvendriyanam. Aham nirvikalpo. Omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent am I. The unfathomable, inscrutable Shiva am I. I am truth, consciousness, divine bliss. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. I am the Shiva am I. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo. Vibhutva cha sarvatra sarvendriyanam. Aham nirvikalpo. Tvam yagna svam vashatkara svam indra svam rudra svam vishnu tvam brahma tvam prajapati tvam tadapa apo jyotirraso amritam brahma bhurvuvassu varom
ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपतिर्ब्रह्मणोऽधिपतिर्ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुत्वा च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न च सङ्कटं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेया न च सङ्कटं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेया चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 Let's sing together शिवोऽहं साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात् साई तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात् शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
Om Shri Sai Ram. Swami, think through me, speak through me. I'm so sorry. Thank you for taking us on the plane with you. I don't think any of us wanted this weekend to end. We don't want to get off the plane, but I know you have a plane to catch. 69 days, this instrument has been tirelessly traveling throughout US, spreading his word, his form. He's taken the form, he's been the being, inspiring all of us. I think until November 23rd, we were all doing. We were running around like, we wanted to do the event, like you said. I think Swami has sent him to remind, now be, just be. We have to move from this doing to being. I always wondered that, okay, there will be a lull. What do we do next in order to focus on Swami? Because that's the most important thing for all of us. And thus, spiritually uplifting all of us. I think Brother Sundar, this whole weekend, he started with Bend Your Body. We had a wonderful yoga session, very unique, and we did record it, right? We will release it soon. And then over various sessions with YAs, and then yesterday we had a wonderful satsang again. He talked for hours with us. And then today morning, we had an officer satsang. He gave us very good guidance on the future, how we should be, what we should be thinking on. And then followed with SSE, his wonderful thorn story, not snake, thorn story, and then finished with this very beautiful finale. So He took us through the bend your body, mend your senses, and end your mind. He said, just go a little bit above who you are, your conscious level, and reach the God that Swami has always come to remind us of. Thank you so much. Can we all please give us our respect? No other, what a beautiful Thanksgiving for all of us. Humble gratitude from all of us to Swami to have sent him here. And I'm going to invite Brother Venkat to give us a token of our humble offering and love. If you all can please be seated so we can take a picture of. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's continue this spirit, and we'll conclude with the closing prayers and Aarti. Brother Murli, did you want to say anything? We have to thank him for bringing him here. It was so easy. We had such a easy access. All we have to do was wish, and then he made it happen. And he made sure that he and Brother Shrikant took care of all the arrangements throughout the travel and all that. It's a major seva what they did for us. So we really thank you for that. Thank you. Sorry.
O Lord, make the whole of my life as pure as a flame before me. Let it consume itself in the fire, scattering light and the warmth of love to all around me. At the end of it all, let there be nothing left of me to keep me from merging in you. The Lord of the universe is here, Swami Satya Sai is here. Come to save the devotees everywhere. Come to bless His children everywhere. Born at Puttaparthi, the Lord of the universe is here. Calm and tranquil like that, shining with divine inner light, filling all with bliss at His side. He is always Sigh with the sacred form of hope, universal radiance divine. Please accept this offering of mine, the flame of love that burns within my heart, meaning we can never be apart. You and I are ever one. The Lord of the universe is here. Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Satya Sai Hare, Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka, Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka, Pardi Maheshwara. Om Jai Jagadish Hare. शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते, स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते, आश्रितकल्पलतिका, आश्रितकल्पलतिका, आपद्बान्धवा. ॐ जय जगदीश हरे. माता पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे, स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे. नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ, नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ, नागेन्द्रशयन. ॐ जय जगदीश हरे. ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओम साई महादेवा, सत्य साई महादेवा. मंगल आरती अंतो, मंगल आरती अंतो, मंदर गिरिधारी. ओम जय जगदीश हरे. नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम. नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण. ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा. नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम. नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण. ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा. नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम. नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम. जय सद्गुरुदेवा. समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Sacred, holy and supreme is Baba's vibhuti, pouring forth an endless stream, his play of vibhuti. So auspicious is its might in glance liberation. Baba's vibhuti, its power protects me. Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim, paramam vichitram leela vibhutim. Paramartha ishtartha moksha pradatam, Baba vibhutim vigamashvarami. परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदातं बाबा विभूतिम् इदमाश्रयामि परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदातं बाबा विभूतिम् इदमाश्रयामि
असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया गमया असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमया असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमया समस्त लोग सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोग सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोग सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति शांति शांति
ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्